though. Do you want to start?
I mean, well, first of all, Khabib's submission game is he's a perfect fighter, bro. I mean, there's no way to knock him being a perfect fighter. So I'm gonna go with the fight and also about the personal things after the fight. So as a fighter, he's a perfect fighter. I mean, I knew he was getting submitted. I mean, I wish I was a betting man because I would have put the house on that. I knew that he was gonna submit what's his name? Jake?
Justin. Gaethje.
I knew he was gonna submit Justin. As soon as it started and they started playing around, and then as soon as he got him to the ground, I'm like, no, he's submitting him next round. And a minute 24?
Yeah.
Into the second round, we got a submission. I think a minute 24. So I mean, he's the perfect fighter. Can't nobody take what he's done. 29-0. Now, about him retiring, I don't know, man. I can't talk about nobody's personal beliefs and things, but I don't think this is the time to retire. He's young.
I think what's scary is for Khabib's last 5 fights has all been around quicker than the fight before. He fought I want to say, I think it's Barbosa. Took him 5 rounds. Conor took 4. Poirier took 3. Justin took 2. So he's just getting better and better as it goes. But, you know, we can't, again, these guys in Dagestan, they're living 10 people in the house. You know what I mean? They're not, they're like
living off the land.
But like because they want to. Do you know what I mean? They got 6 of these guys are AK right now fighting in the UFC. You know what I mean? They travel down to I think AK's in Florida. AK in Florida. Yeah. They travel down to Florida to train with DC and them, Luke Rockhold and all those guys, and then going back home and living in a fucking house together, like, you know, like Neanderthals, because they want to. They're just close like that. So when you got a group of people that's close like that, and you lose your dad, and like his dad's been coaching him, like from 4-year-old wrestling to 29-0, best fighter in history of the sport. And then the fact that he even fought this fight through COVID, through the Muslim holiday, through the summer, and not being able to train, then his father dying. But
I think this is a reaction. I don't think this shouldn't be permanent.
But you saw him at the weight. He almost didn't make weight. He was so relieved when he made weight. He's never had a weight problem.
Mm-hmm. I remember that was the first thing that popped up a couple days ago. So that they were saying that he was having a weight issue.
He had one weight problem. He had a weight problem one time, but other than that, he's never really had a weight problem.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this should be tempered because I understand because I'm not a medical professional, but I'm pretty sure he's going through a depression, and that's to affect him fighting. And a depression doesn't have to. And I'm hoping for him that if this is something he's grieving his father, which he has the right to do so, that as a fighter though, that's what he loved. You know, I will never sit there and think of my parent, even though I know his mom pressured him and he had to say something, but even as something that I love, I would never think that my parent would want me to stop doing because of any reason.
And that's what people are pushing, because his dad goal for him was 30-0, retire, and he's 1 fight away. So it's definitely a possibility, but you know, a fight like that would 30-0. He's gonna pick a good fight. You know what I mean? He's not gonna pick Conor because he's done with Conor. He won't even talk about him in interviews.
He proved it.
He beat Dustin. He beat Gaethje. He beat Barbosa. He beat.
What was that guy Poirier. That went to decision?
Huh?
It was a dude that it was a match that went to decision that he wasn't able to.
That was early though. That was pre Barbosa.
Okay.
But he has no one else to beat. The only person he hasn't fought yet is Michael Chandler, and it's gonna be a wash. It's not. That was probably the best I've ever seen Khabib. That's most of the like you know, he's always hit hard, but to run through like people don't know who Justin Gaethje is. Like if we look at Gaethje's record,
no, I know. Yeah,
I mean we know, but he beat Tony Ferguson, Donald Cerrone, James Wick. He lost to Dustin Poirier, but that was tight. He got stopped in the 4th, but you know he lost to Eddie Alvarez, former champion. You know what I mean? Beat Michael Johnson, Luis. Like he don't got
the potential to be a champion and defend. Like he can't keep. He wouldn't be able to keep a belt at all.
I think he wins the belt.
Who?
Justin.
Again?
I think I think Justin gets Michael Chandler because Chandler was cutting and prepping just in case his fight went left to jump in, and so he's on the same timeline as Justin right now. You know what I mean? Because I think Poirier is waiting. I think Poirier is fighting Conor in January for some charity thing within the UFC. So if they're fighting in January, that means that gives Justin 2 months to recover, and he'll probably fight in February.
So you think he'll be? I don't think he'll defend it, bro. He's too inconsistent.
But so was Masvidal. Masvidal went 4-0 before he went through the tear in welterweight. Masvidal used to get beat up a lot. Masvidal lost a lot of fights, and so the fact that he's at now, he changed camps, he changed his mindset. You know what I mean? Frankie Edgar.
Frankie Edgar was
getting beat up all the time.
Yeah.
He just fought for a belt a little while ago. He lost.
We'll see, man. I really want to see because it depends on how strong that division is. Because right now the division is pretty standard. Like it's not. There's no killers like
in 55.
Yeah,
Khabib's. Yeah, there are. He just watched them all.
Well, that's they don't have the potential to become killers because you got Majin Buu running through the ranks.
It's like
destroying.
If you
they can't go on streaks.
If you take out, okay, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go anime. That's what we're into, right?
Yeah.
You take Bleach. You put all the captains in the room. You take Aizen and Captain Commander out. That's the rest of the division.
Question: is he allowed to talk about Bleach?
No, I'm going to. And we're not bringing it up. I'm not telling you why I don't watch it anymore. I don't watch it anymore. I stopped watching on a very specific episode.
Why do you have to bring that up, Suji?
I'm just saying,
that was a good example. That was actually a really good example.
Torrance, to a certain degree, understands power scales at least.
Okay,
so this is good for this.
Yes.
I listen to Jimmy when he tells me things. Bleach, Attack on Titan. He reads stuff. I listen, and I watch it. I've watched it eventually. Bleach I'm not watching eventually. But other stuff I watch eventually.
You're going to watch this last season.
Why?
We're not bringing it up.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Tosin,
okay.
the blind.
Yeah. Okay.
He died, and that was Torrance's favorite character for some reason.
It turned him into.
He didn't know that one of the villains were going to die in the series.
It wasn't that he died. It wasn't that he died.
Because he turned into a fly.
He turned into a fucking grasshopper and then died.
He turned into a moth. Let's be specific.
It was a grasshopper. Pretty sure it was a grasshopper.
Anyway.
That's funny.
So.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think that division is. I mean, especially it gives Conor the chance to run, and he's always gonna be fun to watch.
He will.
But this also shows how good Conor is.
He also knows how to sell fights.
It took Khabib 4 rounds to beat Conor.
It did.
And this is Conor McGregor after boxing and not fighting for 2 years.
Yep. This is now Conor in his prime.
It's not Conor, and he's emotional. He's upset. He's talking shit to Khabib.
It's not Conor in his prime.
Yeah. Conor in his prime fought Dom Cerrone and shouldered him to death. He broke his nose with his shoulder.
Yep.
Knocked him out in a minute and 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. Conor McGregor is
a strong Irish, bro.
He is a piece of shit, but he's amazing.
As a person. Yeah.
Well, he's not now. He has a baby. He's super cool now, but
Europeans built different.
Yeah, babies change you. But he's engaged now. He's so Khabib congrats. Wish him well by his father twice now.
He's humbled
a little bit. Well, he got humbled that motherfucker.
Oh man, you can't talk all that stuff and walk into a ring.
Yeah,
you get murdered.
Yeah, that I gotta take that picture. Put the picture up of Conor after he got choked out. That's humble for you, boy. That's oof.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. You choke somebody up, you mean business. Mm-hmm. That's the worst thing you can be left choked out on the ground, and while the victor is standing over you at your flimsy body, you're like,
and Russia.
And I lost.
Well, my favorite part is that you watch that video of Khabib talking to people while he's beating them up?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I sent you on Instagram. So Khabib likes to talk, but what he says is hilarious. He's fighting Michael Johnson. He's like, "Hey, can you please give up? I deserve to fight for the belt. You know this, right? I deserve to fight, right?" And like in between each statement, he's punching him in the face. He's like, "I deserve to fight. Punch. No, you should give up. Punch. Please give up. Punch. You know I deserve this. Punch. You agree, right? Punch." And this is what he's saying. And then Connie's like, "You want to talk now? Are you ready to talk? You want to talk now? We can talk now. It's just business, right? Just talk now." And he's just like beating the fuck out of people.
He talks mad.
And then on the corner, he'll go to the corner and he'll be like, "Hey, Dana, I deserve belt, right? I'm best, right? Pound for pound. No, he's done. He's done. I deserve belt."
He's not even negotiating anymore.
He's in the corner just talking to Dana White. The man's insane. Now, speaking of insane, and I think, and this brings me up another thing, Chimaev. The dude I was telling you about, who's getting double booked for fights. The next Khabib.
This dude that you think that's going to take out Israel?
watch Chimaev.
He's not taking out Israel Adesanya.